Creation. A world on the brink. In the age of sorrows, dangers abound, and cataclysms loom on the horizon. But it is not without heroes. The exalted, those chosen and empowered by the mightiest of the gods, are all around the world. They have, and can, pull it back from the precipice of oblivion. That is when they are too busy fighting each other. Now, chills as aura.
My lower ghost is gone. There is nothing beneath me anymore.
Korak as Lythander. Alatos as Gavel, the hammer of the Yozi.
It's time to start upsetting the endgame.
And Gaberex as everyone else. Fuckers stole my goddamn cult, can't have shit in Kamthahar. Must band together to save the dreaming sea and all of reality for the greatest threat creation has ever known. All this and more on FateBreakers.
Bark, bark!
Health and wellness. Oh, sorry.
You ever wonder why Gavel's the only one who gets a cool title?
I know. Why aren't they saying Lythander the Seething Moon? This is such a scam.
I could change the intro to add that sobriquet.
It's way too late now, darling.
Nah, it's okay.
I'm the one who edits this podcast for now. I decided if it's too late because our editor got a day job, thank God.
It's now too late.
Thank
How
goodness.
dare you? You can't go back and edit all 78 other episodes and say Lythander the Seething Moon.
Yeah, I actually can't do that. Some of those source files aren't around anymore just because they take up so much space. For those of you who are making any podcasts at home, well, first I wanted to apologize because the release schedule for this has been getting away from me. I've been working on a book, more details on that as we reach publication more, and dealing with shit in my personal life, too. Nothing bad, it's just having a social life and hanging out with these chuckle fucks
Wow, thanks for calling me shit.
Working a full-time job takes time, and a hobby podcast, unfortunately, had to fall by the wayside a little bit. But with the book work ending in the near future, I should attempt to be able to make this more regular as we're writing out the endgame. That just as a quick bookkeeping note. Speaking of endgames, the Shepherd of Society's Ties, what happened last time? Oh right, your face is still broken. Everything I am is pain. Is there anyone else to give a recap? Nope, Galik portaled out. Oh, right, Shimmering Mantle, can you... I'm still stuck in the mirror world, can you get me out? Okay, if you tell us what happened last time, that could get you out. Well, what happened last time is we had a long and very violent debate over whether or not we should finish the Rockport exports with the Ashen Ones.
Racist!
Listen, possession by the demon exaltations is something that bypasses any meaning of ethnicity. But regardless, I really didn't want to be here, unfortunately, but they were diverting as many dragon blood as possible to Kamthahar in recent days for... Well, I'm afraid I don't actually know the exact reason why. I'm too low on the total poll for that, but the point being is that we were working on a skeleton crew to finish this up alongside, the zombie in the room no one wants to talk about, Galik. But more on that later, as I am exactly unfamiliar as to how they got a walking corpse onto the Immaculate payroll. That goat turned out to be one of those secret Sidereals, whatever, from earlier. I read about these jackasses in the text. I didn't know they could chuck people into the mirror world. Or do all sorts of bullshit, like summon a fake evil version of me that I saw get slaughtered and its head ripped off right in front of my eyes. That's gonna be in my nightmares for months. Why'd you do that to me, narrator? Moving on from that, our gang successfully managed to prevent the excavation and activation of the flying ship fortress hidden in Rock Ship. Turns out Rock Ship is actually just right up the sea from or right up the river, rather, from Kamthahar. Through some digging, I found a pretty detailed regional map in the Across the Eight Directions book that came out relatively recently, and turns out you guys actually have not been going all around the map nonsense. It's been making narrative sense this whole time, the journey. I promise. I'm not making this shit up. It was not an easy fight, although I don't think it was quite as devastating as Lythander's most recent ex. Some damage was done, but nothing that couldn't be recovered from. And after a rather frustrating fight involving, Galik opening Gavel like a can opener. Or at least doing horrifying damage, because it turns out the duplicorpse of Gavel combined with, the corpse of her greatest nemesis at the time leads to some wild shit. And they managed to get away, too. However, through trial by conflict, you convinced both, Mantle, any of the mortal troops that may have just been cowering in the background, and the ghost army that Galik summoned, and Shepard himself, that there are other ways to make the Dreaming Sea a better place without excavating these warships, because...
You see, making the donuts.
Hey, Lythander, Fortitude Sagacity check.
Oh no.
Why?
To see if you find out what happened to Aura. Gavel could roll this too, but it's a lower target number for you because it's necromancy based.
I seem to feel, a little strange after that fight. I don't know what it is. My legs feel strangely heavy.
Alright, give me 1 second here.
I can't move. I can't move so good.
Alrighty.
Just walking around. Just walking around is making me tired. I don't know.
Just posing everywhere I go.
Must be.
I rolled a 12.
Must be
You're
some of
not
that.
even here.
And a 7. And a 10.
Hey, Korak, make a hard bargain.
I rolled another 10. Rolled a 3.
Insano math.
Yeah, I'm just thinking back to weird-ass dice mechanics I saw in the Bionicle fan-made game, which included exponential math. Hey, what the fuck happened to Aura's lower soul?
I don't know. What happened to Aura's lower soul?
Turning your, necromancy senses, because at this rate you have just a general vibe sense that comes with being as skilled a necromancer as you are. As a reminder, you are probably the most skilled living necromancer in creation. Living being the key word, but I digress.
I can do necromancy?
Moving on from the obvious bait, everything else seems relatively normal around you, aside from, a Shadowland was kind of already here because Galik ripped it in around here, but most of the ghosts have, followed them back to wherever they, flash stepped off to. Probably into the underworld. But when you look at Aura, it seems like she's... How best to describe this? Seems more ephemeral. Still physically there and everything, not dematerialized, but you realize quickly that normally if your lower and higher souls are separated, you die. The lower soul is like the animal drive, effectively. It's the reason why a lot of ghosts are kind of detached and only feel emotions intellectually, or the really, really strong ones that pictured after death for unfinished business. The lower soul's all the animal instincts and shit. Aura doesn't have those at the moment. Those seem to have flown the coop. Narratively, mechanically speaking, this isn't causing any die penalties to Aura at the moment or anything, until the lower soul shows up. I don't know how forthcoming Lythander is going to be with this information, so I will also make a roll for.
I will explain to everybody what is going on.
Oh, goddamn! I keep forgetting that somehow fucking, Stargazer is really good with his dice rolls. Yeah, so right as Lythander is going into it, I think how this works is that, Stargazer holds up, like a dice. A knuckle bone carved from, like, sheep bone. Like, you know, the earliest kinds of dice we had, historically speaking. Excuse me, Aura? Could you do me a quick
hello,
favor?
Stargazer.
Could you do me a quick favor and roll this?
Alright. I guess I'll give it a shot. I mean, what's the harm? And then I do.
It doesn't hit the ground is the problem. It floats through the air when you throw it.
That's new.
Yeah, Stargazer
Is that like
picks...
was that supposed to happen? Is that like a special
No,
dice?
it's
Is that
not.
real?
It is, but
Oh.
I have enchanted it. It was, in fact, one of the first, magic workings
Alright.
I did before Gavel united our tribes.
Got it. Right. Okay.
And he rolls it across
And,
the floor, and it rolls normally.
Oh.
You seem to have picked up some kind of soul irregularity.
I mean, yeah, I did get hit with a team attack a couple of moments ago. I'm surprised I made it past that. Frankly.
He just starts, like, pacing around you, trying to, like, look you down, and goes into a flask and pulls out, like, a little bit of, just a flask of coffee, and just starts chugging. This is complicated. Lythander, you're seeing this too, I'm imagining? I know that you are able to fix certain ills. I don't know if you could... Okay. Well, the good news is that your lower soul is still around. If it were destroyed, so would you. The issue being where'd it go.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not really a soul
Would you like to roll Fortitude Navigate to find your lower soul?
I would, because my navigate is now 5. Let me see.
Getting punched
8
in the soul means I
force.
can read a map better.
I'll take 5 successes on that roll.
I have some bad news. That lower soul is currently, with Galik. They took it with them.
Oh.
How did that happen?
Oh, that's not good. I'd like that back.
No, you don't.
Yes, I would. It's my lower soul. I need that.
Now, I should note,
Do we really need a soul?
the Exaltation, the third soul, is still there. That is only removable via death. You don't lose any of your powers or anything, but this will have other effects.
Right, I imagine. Yeah, it's just...
Who needs a soul, am I right?
I need a soul.
I need a hero!
Spider is, you know that one bit of Majin, I think it's Super Boo just leaning over the clock? He's doing that with, the slowly convalescing, Shepherd. He's just in that exact pose, just squatting over him. As funny as it would have been to kill you, I do think you have some of the really cool martial arts shit, man. I gotta learn that. Hello? You awake? I think Mantle, at this point, Mantle's anima flux is starting to go off from having to spend a couple of charms to, rebuild the environment and stop the backlash of all of the massive Soulnado and other Abacate Sepulture style shit that Spider was doing from killing a bunch of people in nearby towns. He's been doing like a Dragon Salt containment method. I don't know the exact term, but I think it's a sagacity charm. In any case, walks up,
I'm glad somebody is taking care of Spider.
He walks up to Spider, grabs him by the shoulder. Dude. Oh, hey, it's the Holy Man. What? What is your deal? I just want to fight strong people and ease the Neverborn's problems? Bullshit. Gavel, what's his deal?
Oh, Spider? That's more of a Lythander question, but part of it seems about right, yes. I mean, besides the wanting to learn all sorts of martial arts type deal as well.
Hey, I figure I've been picked by the Neverborn to kill all their enemies. Why not learn as many tools in the toolset as I could do to do that? It's not like anyone can stop me. Apparently, these ones can. And Mantle just gestures at all of you. Spider just bristles. The Goat Man is too funny to kill. I'll kill him last.
Who said that?
Spider.
Spider?
Hmm?
Dear?
Mm-hmm.
Why did you say you'll kill me last?
Well, because we're going to kill all creation, right? So you'll be the last thing I kill.
That's sweet. Thank you.
I'm a little creepy.
How on a leash do you have this one, precisely? He did look like he was
What's a
about
leash?
to... You know what... In any case, he seemed like he was about to bash the Sidereal's head in. He didn't, but my understanding is one of them has died in the region already from something he mentioned offhand. And if they are exalted, as I think they are, they're the least amount of them out of any in all of creation. Out of character, in prior editions of Exalted, there were only 100 Sidereals. Period. Also, only 300 Solars, further subdivided into Abyssals then Infernals, 300 Lunars, and a rough number of, like, a couple tens of thousands of Dragon Bloods. Numbers have changed since then. Things have been increased and they're no longer rough numbers, but the Sidereals are still the least common Exalted. Like, they're the rarest. And they have the most fucking work to do, unfortunately, because of how much of a fucking bureaucratic nightmare heaven is. Does not excuse any of what Mion did, for example, but may explain it. In any case, at some point in the next hour or so, the Exalted Healing Factor kicks in, combined with the healing wave Galik used before they retreated, and enough of Shepard's faces back together they could coherently speak. Okay, Aura, explain. If you have a means to to treat the wounds of this world better than a fleet of flying aid ships can do, I'm all ears.
Alright. I'll give him a summarized rundown of the
I remember that you
world
did.
ley line.
Yeah, you did a more
Of the
in-depth
world
version
ley line plan.
of it last session.
Yeah. Of the world ley line plan.
I don't think I need to explain to you how easy that would be to hijack or use for less benevolent means. Do you have any countermeasures for that?
Well, that's why. Well, that's why it's still in the early developmental stages. We are working with the best and brightest minds of all across creation to make sure that this is as airtight a ship as possible. The main gist of it that I was thinking of is employing a system of locks and passwords to keep access of each person's individual segment to themselves and themselves alone. Something that they themselves need to input. The more specific and harder to replicate, the better.
So you need to have many people work in concert in order for it to generate results. As
Indeed.
we've seen with the Blessed
this is a
Isle,
large-
though, it's all too easy for one person to... For a demagogue to hold sway over the thoughts and minds of lovers and have them pray for these ends. Excuse me for a moment. And he spends 2 motes and meditates for a bit to cast this charm. he's using the essence. This is the 3rd edition version of it, but this is roughly what he's doing. After a scene spent meditating, the Sidereal states a goal they want to achieve. The storyteller tells their player one way she can achieve it at the cost of doing so. Ranging from minor consequences like a few bumps and bruises, or however much cash you have on hand, to things as dire as the destruction of everything you hold dear, or the death of millions. If all players are willing to pay this cost, they achieve that goal without needing to roll for any further rolls, resolving it in a montage rather than playing it out in full.
Wow.
Hey guys, you know what we should do? A montage.
After a few moments of Shepard meditating, there is a small rumbling in the ground, like a very, very, very low intensity earthquake, and out from the bottom of the ground just pops a shrine. Yeah, like the sort of thing is that you would go to in Breath of the Wild to get those health orbs, for example. In any case, Shepard opens his eyes and just kind of scuttles over because he's still not fully healed yet. He can't really stand up right now, and also only one of his eyes is working. He opens it and reads the paper inside. How willing are you to enact this system? As a Solar, I'm assuming this is your grand ambition to save the world.
It's my grand ambition to help the world save itself.
And what would you be willing to sacrifice to do so?
I'd be willing to sacrifice myself.
Noble, but that's not what this piece of paper says. You see, what I just did is... It's a black box exactly how it works, but I used a requisition form via prayer to confirm one way we could get your world engine working. And when I say this, I mean it will work, guaranteed. I swear on my very soul itself.
To be honest, I'm not exactly sure what I'd be willing to sacrifice yet. It's the kind of thing where you don't know the cost of the business until you are, how do I put it? Until you are asked to pay the tab. But
I should note, this isn't the... Oh, go you first, sorry.
I've always been of the philosophy that the right way to do things is with as few, and is that the right way to achieve any goal is to seek to make it happen with it as quickly and painlessly as possible, with as few casualties or errant sacrifices as needed. I don't know that I would be willing to sacrifice the lives of any citizen, of any mortal, to make such a thing happen.
Normally, this ability does require mass death, and I should note, I've used this before, the costs always work, but they're always dire if me or my fellowship go with them. They're also not the only way to accomplish your end goals. It is, however, completely guaranteed to work. With that in mind, I'm going to go DM you what it says.
Okay.
This is probably something you're going to, you're probably going to tell the rest of the party about this, and that's perfectly fine. I just wanted to catch your blind reaction to it on camera.
Okay.
Okay, there it is. Okay. That's what the paper says.
Nice.
Not nice, actually.
Oh.
Drain the dreaming sea dry and conquer the resulting wetlands.
Okay.
Hey, just empty the ocean. That's how you can get this done.
Yeah, I don't think I'm willing to sacrifice... how do I put this? seems a bit counterproductive to create some kind of grand project seen to benefit the lives of each individual mortal, only to create what is possibly the most horrific condition by which they might all live.
At the same time, it would only affect the Dreaming Sea here, and I would really rather not, but once again, I can guarantee this will work. If you feel free to do a read intentions on him if you do, but I'm just going to tell you out of character,
Sure.
He fully believes this.
I mean, sure, I'll do a reading.
I can give you some
roll.
supplemental details on what he means, though, based on what your roll results are.
Okay. That's a big roll.
So the fucked up
That's
thing is he is 100% telling the truth.
Right.
Moreover than that, however, he's also not telling... He is also not telling you that he knows how to do that.
What, drain the Dreaming Sea?
Yep.
You know how to drain the Dreaming Sea?
I know of how that could be done in theory if it were ever needed to do so. The issue being that the Dreaming Sea intersects with the wild, you see, with the edge of creation itself. That's where all the fair folk come from, all the pirates and other issues and invasions that come from.
You have thought over the idea of draining the Dreaming Sea before?
In case an invasion on the scale of the Balorian Crusade occurs, then yes. And I have visited my superiors centuries ago and had it approved should we need to accomplish it. He makes an illusion of like some paperwork documents, and you see the signatures of all 5 Maidens of Fate on it. Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, and Mars. All 5 of them signed off on this.
Right.
Naturally,
And conquer the resulting wetlands. Huh.
I should note, depending on how you go about this, casualties could be minimized.
Yes, I am aware. I just worry about the drought, about what the drought may do for the following seasons.
It is salt water, I should note.
Right, but can't salt water be processed?
Through difficult means, yes, and you would need to barter with the gods of salt in the area. Which actually was how this whole fucking campaign started, with the murder of a salt god, now that I think about it. Yeah, Sky Thundering Shadow needed a big bump of essence to break open your tomb, and she got it via eating a god. Or rather, ritually sacrificing it for sorcery juice.
Yes. Right. I'm very conflicted because I'm out of character. I'm mulling over what I think would be what I think would be an interesting decision versus what I, the player, would personally want to do.
Yeah, this is more complicated than it would kill a shitload of people. Or rather, than you just have to delete Yazir or whatever. Which is something I was considering before deciding on this for the cost.
I'm just thinking, because I'm thinking about, just kind of uprooting an entire ecosystem is a big deal.
What has often been said about Exalted is whether or not, is not that you have is not if your player character has the power to do something, it's whether or not your player character should do something.
Because, at the end of the day, as a person, this is something that I wouldn't want to do because it's uprooting an entire ecosystem. It's kind of an insane prospect to begin with, and even if it's just salt water, that salt water, reverberates into all sorts of things, Yeah. Like, there's marshlands and, swamps that exist because of it, stuff like mangroves, That would be deleting like at least a couple of the mangroves here and here. That would reverberate everywhere. It would cut off a lot of situations everywhere. Like that would cause the death of a lot of native species, which could be really bad for the trade, which could lead to a lot of famine. It is a really, like, in the spur of the moment, it is saltwater, and it's, considering it's Asara, it doesn't seem that bad, but there's a lot of things that can go wrong from doing this. There's a lot of ripples to this decision.
At the same
Especially
time, through your own solo bureaucracy charms that you have, the guarantee from Shepard is absolute. If you do this, you can and will get this working the way you want it.
And in the meantime, as the character of Aura isn't necessarily. That has never been stated that Aura is a particularly big environmentalist. She's a human. She's a human rights worker. She's not really an environmentalist. Of course, environmentalism and human rights kind of intersect in very particular ways because of the ways that the environment impacts human life and how actions done to it cause irreparable damage to food sources and commerce and stuff like that.
Fun fact, by the way, of things desired and feared is how the usurpation happened if you go by past series designers. They used this to find out how to stop the Solars from destroying the world. Well, they found one solution.
Kill all of them.
Yeah. This is not ability being used here. Let's hear around the rest of the table, though, because all players need to agree, regardless of anything else.
What do you... Yeah, what... Okay, so...
Yeah, Aura would have said this out loud, then.
Aura's making... is, like, weighing the options in her head. Like, on the one hand... on the one hand, it is possible that... through cunning and careful manipulation of the market, we would be able to minimize the damage done by this decision to mortal communities and wherever would be most affected. Pretty much everywhere, really. The Dreaming Sea is a place depended upon by many places. Despite, on the other hand, environmentally speaking, and I'm not an expert on this, but deleting an entire large, enormous body of water it definitely seems like something that would ripple way past just this one small area.
Well, besides basically destroying an entire Aquarian ecosystem.
Indeed. As well as the resulting wetlands that benefit from, as the wetlands surrounding it that benefit from the flow of water, because every body of water ends into another, drives itself into other places.
Hey, Korak, you mentioned wanting to have puzzles. How about an ethical puzzle?
Kill them all.
As well as creating the conditions for famine, because
Indeed.
A lot of people depend on fish that comes from the Dreaming Sea to not only sustain their business but also to live.
Plus, making makeshift little streams to give water to their crops.
Yeah, as you can see from the map, there are tributaries from the... Apologies for it being rotated, but... Yeah, there are tributaries that come in from the ocean to Kamthahar and other polities like the Tiger's Nest.
But how... Yep. But how... Let me, if I can ask you, how would you dream the Dreaming Sea?
Yeah, this is something to consider, though, because...
But yeah, if you don't mind me asking, Shepard, how could you how would you accomplish draining the Dreaming Sea?
Ask that again once we're done. Once we get Korak back in to Shepard.
If you don't mind me asking, Shepard, how would you accomplish draining the Dreaming Sea? Excuse me.
Going back to you, Shan, contacting the office of the of the Bureau of Nature, and pulling the plug. And the plug is capitalized in this instance.
So, literally draining it through a drain.
The issue being that a grand enough crisis would be needed to authorize that, and one woman's whims on making a better world does not equate that.
It's true.
The issue being is that there is a grand threat in the Dreaming Sea planning to make moves with her army of fleet.
Right. So you would justify it through a warrior's venture.
The Death Lord's plans, I am reasonably sure, would be heavily disrupted, delayed by years perhaps, by activation.
Right. That would give us another advantage. That's another point in favor of it. Lythander, what do you think?
I don't know.
I can hardly blame you. It's a decision that has me puzzled. Nue's not with us, right?
Nue would say no, but also she's a non-player character. She doesn't get a vote.
That's true.
I should note you don't.
And you
said. You first. Sorry.
And you said that if the right decisions were made, after the fact, we could minimize casualties from this occurrence.
It's going to ruin lives. I won't pretend it won't. However,
Yes.
Depending on how long a time span you want this to take, because this could easily happen after the Death Lord is dealt with, and her plans are thwarted. You and I will live for millennia, after all, or you will, at least.
Then I guess I'll take some more time to think on it.
There isn't a deadline. This is only one path which you could use to accomplish this, and it is possible you will find a way to do this without draining the sea. This is merely the easiest route.
Right. Well, your assistance is appreciated in this matter. I will definitely keep it in the back of my mind. And once the Neverborn are dealt with, I may return to you with my answer.
There's actually an issue on that front, now that you mention it. I used this form previously to ask how to deal with the Neverborn. I got nothing. If anything is if for something to be remotely possible with this, it would work. It would give me at least something, at least one path. No shrine appeared.
That's new. Right.
Yeah, buried in the text at the end there, if the storyteller considers a task completely impossible, the Sidereal becomes aware of this impossibility and has refunded the charm's cost.
Mm-hmm.
Right, which is why you were able to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I understand. But yes, I believe I'll be returning to you with my answer at a later date. I greatly appreciate your help.
One other note for you. The reason I didn't fight to kill was because I believed, because your vision of a better world, if we could make a world where people like me and the rest of my kin in the Nameless Lair aren't hunted and persecuted because of the way we look like, if we could make mortals enlightened and the ability to summon their own protectors, then that would obviate the need for petty flying ships like these going forward beyond mine and yours own lifetime.
Yes.
Not all of the rest of my coworkers believe the same way. I believe you've already encountered at least one working behind the shadows in Kamthahar.
Right. Yes. Do I recall this person's name?
At least two of them, Meteor and Yoktan.
Right. Yes. I don't remember them very well because we haven't made
Consider another note that my direct superior has recently made landfall, as of, believe, last night. Ans Syn. Lythander, you met this person? That was the crazy, scary lady in your cooking dream. And I do think that, have a free use of Unwoven Coadjutator, because you could make a compelling argument that Ans Syn is the deadliest person in all of reality.
Who?
The scary Sidereal who punched all of Spider's limbs off. She Anakin Skywalkered him. Oh, don't worry, this is just the vibe she's given off.
She hit him, and then she turned into Part 5 Polnareff.
Or he did, at least.
Oh yeah, the Spider did.
Yeah. Just have a little gift for aura farming for the sake of how powerful she is. Oh, god damn it! I should have made the intro speech for this episode that speech! Oh, well, I can reuse it later. Yeah, so, Gavel, you're getting a free demonic telegram of a bunch of demons who have had the shit beaten out of them by this woman.
Oh.
She is, one of the very, very few people who have dueled with basically all the famous martial artists of hell, and not only lived, she defeated some of them.
Oh.
In some cases it was a draw, but this is... If you claim that this is, the deadliest martial artist in all the world, she's definitely a front runner.
Okay.
And she is in Kamthahar right now.
Lovely.
With that being done, I would take my leave now. Hey, no, you can't leave yet. You need to teach me. Oh, for fuck's sake. He just glances at Lythander, and even with a non-human face, like, there's still enough human expressions that he's just asking, really?
Yes, really.
May I ask what you're going to be using this for? Oh, to kill the Then no, I can't fucking teach you.
Why not?
He just said he's going to use anything I teach him to kill the world!
And?
Stop making those fucking puppy dog eyes at me!
What's a puppy?
Well, that's my turns on letting you You have misidentified what position of authority you're in. Sure, you were able to kill a bunch of ghosts and shit, and all of those mortal troops back in the reports I read. The point being is that you haven't seen the crazy shit these people can do. I've been around for a couple thousand years, and even then, they beat me. I don't think you could, if my master was able to defeat you as well.
Wait, your master thinks they defeated me?
No, he's talking to Spider.
Oh.
And Ans Syn did definitively beat the shit out of Spider. Let me go check up stuff for Abyssal Limit Break. One moment. Because I do think Spider is going to launch right the fuck into that right now.
Oh boy! There seem to be some interesting developments happening in the background while we're mulling over moral decisions.
Not even related to the fucking moral decision. I actually am not sure this would trigger any of... Thank you. I actually do think this would impact him pretty bad, because he does get... He did just get directly refused tutorship by this guy. Alright, one moment. I've got it! Undying Order. The Abyssal becomes obsessed with upholding or spreading the primacy of underworld hierarchy into creation. Among the dead, they establish strict order and obtain the obedience of all spectral entities present, while among the living, they enforce the rule of the ancestor cults or similar underworld-centric order. Those Abyssos who do not normally hew to establish orders may invent their own ad hoc affairs, often foisting strange and singular demands on whatever horrified adherents are available. It ends prematurely if the Abyssal is unable to uphold their responsibilities as the leader to one of their erstwhile subjects. Oh, so you think I'm too chaotic to learn any of your fancy moves, huh? Alright, you know what? Fine, I'll show you. Fuck you, I'm founding a dojo. What? Lythander, I need your blood.
Why?
To help martially enlighten our troops and make them stronger so they can oppose your enemies.
I throw the flask.
Is the flask filled with
You can have this.
Is the flask?
The flask can make an infinite amount of my blood.
I am going to need you to take a health level of damage to provide a source for that.
Why does it have to be health level?
Because your blood is magic, and the flask can't normally reproduce magical liquid.
They didn't ask for magic blood, they just asked for blood.
Sharing Luna's gifts requires, at least some magic in order for it to work. It does not work off your mundane blood.
Dang.
You have exalted healing, you'll be fine. You can also just
That's
say
fair.
no, but that will annoy Spider.
Fine, I'll do it. It's gonna cost you.
Fine, what do you want?
To do something to prevent an action from you. At my choice.
Fuck it.
Whenever I call upon it.
Fine. There is now an infinite amount of magical mutagenic lunar blood. You have created the ooze from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oozy.
I think this actually awakens an evocation of the flask specifically for this. Just for the sake of being caught in the throes of the Great Curse being chucked between them is a new magic power activated. In any case, is there any other upkeep you guys seek to do before continuing the march onto Kamthahar, or going into the next stage of the war venture at least?
My lower soul is gone.
Everybody is so mean to me, you say, in the corner with your giant ass.
Would that not, if my lower soul is gone, would that not make my ass smaller?
Here is the thought. Interesting philosophical dilemmas made clear in this session.
Goodness sakes.
Exactly.
What is an ass?
It's true. Right up there with is it okay to okay the collateral of draining an entire large body of water is if my lower soul is gone, does it make my ass smaller?
I think this is going to be an out-of-context clip for the episode. We already had to have someone worried about the boob thief. Now we have an ass thief on our hands, too.
I was about to say, it's like, as above, so
damn it.
below. So if does that mean the higher...
Don't you mean ass above, so below?
Goodness sakes.
Oh, no.
So would that mean that the higher self is related to how big your boob size is, then?
It sure feels like that.
Huh, it just says, this fact has been sealed under the mandate of Venus. Weird.
Oh, gee.
Milo? Venus de Milo? Da Vinci?
The Maiden of Serenity. In any case, with that being done, I am going to require another travel venture in order to get to Kamthahar stealthily.
Okay.
Because even with your disguises, and assuming that the Ashen Ones take shifts hiding assorted troops inside the Crucible of Rebirth, you're still kind of wanted people, and given the military blackouts caused by losing some important holdings of Madara, Akshar, and Rock Ship, military high alert in Kamthahar right now.
Right.
Infiltration.
Would it benefit any roles if I attempted to use Vacant Station Scheme to provide the what are they called?
Phantom
the Kamthaharian. Not just that. Yeah, exactly. Just to like help out, to provide some sort of distraction so that we can try to go at it stealthily more efficiently. It's harder.
Yeah.
It's harder for them to discern something they're not paying attention to.
Yes, I can give you that based on something I have planned for later.
All right.
This is going to be performance or stealth roll difficulty 5. For the
All right.
first step.
I'll roll finesse embassy as part of a dramatic action to temporarily create laws or phantom employees, and spend a mote to buy a point of frontal backing in the organization for every margin of success. I should check something. I remember I had something. I got something from Vacant Station Scheme repurchase. There it is, yes. At Embassy 5, reduce the difficulty of overcoming obstacles in the Solar's ventures by half of my fraudulent backing score, provided the venture aims to somehow improve or degrade the organization. And if their venture, I guess it does kind of count as degrading the organization, given that the organization is Kamthahar.
See, the issue is that it's not Kamthahar directly.
It's true.
So, one of the first things you notice traveling upon the road in the coming weeks, and this is why I'm not requiring a travel venture, because the roads from Rockship to Kamthahar are relatively well established, hence the stealth instead is the concern.
That's what I was thinking.
You notice, defaced shrines, at some points along the road. And let me go ahead and, find a... There's no option to directly find a picture, for some reason, in the, desktop version of Discord, but I do believe I can find so in, the mobile. So let me go ahead and, find a requisite picture of the defaced, scorched, and smashed shrine that you could still, for one very specific reason, identify who this is a little shrine of. I just need to go find the picture that you've posted earlier. You find a small shrine to this person.
Oh.
Hey, I know who that is! I look at the shrine, and then I look at Lythander, and then I look at the shrine, and then I look at Lythander again. And then I make sure that Lythander is looking at me while I look at the shrine.
Yes'm.
Someone has been building shrines to you?
No. I don't believe you.
This is clearly a shrine built in your image.
I have plenty of images.
But that's like, the one you're using right now.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
This is the SpongeBob wallet bit.
Very much so.
I don't believe you.
I should note, there is also a shrine to you, Aura.
Oh. Also smashed, I presume?
Yes.
Why would somebody smash me? I'm not smashable.
You could
as
presume that there was also a
young
shrine
would
of
say.
Gavel, but,
This is not the good
that
kind
seems
of
to have been
smash.
extra smashed.
Oh no.
Someone or some people have been praying to you.
No. That would be hypocritical.
There's
of
also
their
a statue
nature.
of Nue, no statue of Spider.
What do you mean?
Hey.
Spider deserves a statue.
You're damn right I do!
To be smashed.
Wait, what?
What?
I mean, hey, it's same thing.
Maybe this is why your essence went up to 5 recently?
Maybe.
In prior editions, once again, Lord Trivia Nerd of Hi, I've wanted to run an Exalted game for a decade. Thank you for giving me this chance. Prayer and cults give you more willpower. And other spendable in-game resources.
I thought
So that's why
it was
I'm strong.
I thought it was implying general acts of iconoclasty make you more cool and badass.
Both.
Or rather, yeah,
It's both.
it's both.
You can make Phantom employees through your bargaining cults.
Cool. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay, so that's why you were bringing it up. Okay. Got it. Let me go ahead and roll Finesse Embassy then. That's another 7 successes.
Damn. For, taking advantage of your cult.
Yeah, for the, roll for, gaining fraudulent backing.
I'm very curious how Gavel's reacting to this, because back when the Ashen Ones were, workshopping the Ancestor cult, the option was raised to worship her, and you said, please don't do that.
Yeah.
And now a separate group of people are just worshipping you without having interacted with you personally.
Mm-hmm.
It's sure
So
very scary.
This is giving a good old chin rub to Gavel.
You're like their Oshi.
What's an Oshi?
Please never say that word to me again.
I thought you didn't know Old Realm spider mutters.
I know some old realm.
Enough to ask where the
Going to
bathroom
old
is,
all
at
over
least.
your realm.
Enough to make things a little uncomfortable. Which is just right amount of uncomfortable. Anyway.
I'm guessing
The Phantom
sorry.
cultists I've summoned should give us a little bit of leeway in the efforts to invade stealthily.
I think
the fraudulent backing.
the form and vibe that the Ashen One cultists take are effectively Beatlemania.
Beatlemania!
Oh yes, good. There are requisite gifts.
Oh my goodness.
Beatles.
Big, bad, beautiful beetles.
Okay,
The Beatles!
I am gonna need a stealth action, presumably led by Lythander, since he's the stealth boss.
Yeah.
To sneak into
I don't remember which
Kamthahar.
ones of us is the stealth guy. It's probably the Thunder, yeah.
Who's the stealth? What's a stealth?
Whatever attribute you feel is appropriate plus stealth, please.
Okay.
Please. Please.
7.
Difficulty 5, so you managed to... I'm assuming using the Gavel to hide a bunch of people is one of the main paths you're taking here.
Maybe.
With 2 overflow, you could gain leverage over someone, reducing their resolve against you by 1. Give me a moment to think of who that would be appropriate for. Ah! I've got it! On the way to the city, on the way there, you pass by a certain food cart, and the fucking lady from your dream is there. I think
I thought you were going to talk about the I thought that was going to be the cabbage guy from...
No, it's just Anys Syn.
Oh, just Anys Syn. Got it.
Yep, she appears to be, her current resplendent destiny, the magic cover identity, Sidereal trick, appears to be just a food critic. And she is just currently sampling just a local plate of dumplings.
I don't like food. I love it.
Did you know that for there to be a dumpling, there must be something called a dump?
Dumple!
Do you actually say that? I'm assuming you said this in the hands, so I see you said this to her. So, at first, I don't think she just turns around. She just kind of mutters, implying I haven't cooked a dump myself. Once again, her passive anti-face stealing protection goes off, and she realizes who is there. If she didn't have that power, you would have stolen her face.
That's good. It implies the existence of a large dumple.
You now lower her her resolve against you is lowered by 1 now. Because you successfully startled and bamboozled her by just walking in.
Neat.
Lovely.
Did you know that in terms of compatibility,
You shouldn't say
Vaporeon
anything.
Huh, says
You
this has been
shouldn't say
sealed by the
anything.
Maiden of Secrets. I'm
Oh
sure it was
no,
sealed for a
another
very
one.
good reason.
Probably for a very good reason. There are always good reasons.
This
to
stuff
use
about
things.
Flareon being the most huggable Pokemon seems fine, though.
That's hilarious.
Sure.
Well, I mean, Jolteon is the most agreeable Pokemon to have as a friend.
It's got spikes on it.
Yeah, meaning that's agreeable for friendship.
It's true.
There's a brief stare down as you're going off on your usual bullshit.
Is it usual, though?
It's fair. It's pretty usual, dude. No offense, it's just pretty usual.
Man, do we have a huge?
It's the huge.
Is it a huge duck?
No, it's just a huge.
How far are you planning to go? She just asks you. And as she is saying this, her one hand is still just casually eating, the other is curled into a specific fist, a martial arts stance.
Holding my gun under the counter.
Precisely.
Hey, that truck.
You must let me repeat myself. How far are you planning to go?
I don't know. How far are you planning on going?
No more than what's needed.
I don't really get the meaning when she says that, but sure.
I think Korak has picked up on the implication.
No, I have no idea.
What she's asking is, what are you planning to do while you're here? How much are you gonna try and burn down?
Oh, all of it.
Hey! Not all of it!
All of it. All of it's
No.
in company.
No, not all of it.
Is
You're
everyone
right,
in the
small
gall
bit.
as this is happening? Or is everyone just out? Because you would also just see her immediately. Your call if you want to be in the scene.
No, I didn't know where the scene was taking place. I was just like,
It's just happening on like a roadside stall at a tea house on the road.
yeah.
Sidereals need to eat too.
It's true.
Anys Syn is gonna roll read intentions on Lythander.
I'm gonna be honest. I genuinely I didn't really know what her name was. I thought it was just Honest Sin. I was like, that's a name of a Shin Megami Tensei.
That's also a pretty rad name I'll have to use later. Let me just type out how it's spelled.
It's just the real two words.
No, it's spelled funky fantasy-like.
No, but like what I said.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that's a name confusion she gets all the time. I very much know what that's like having a European name. In any case, is it just Lythander confronting Anys Syn, or are the rest of you guys out there? Anyway, that's 5 success. That's 5 successes. Lythander, are you using any intimacies or virtues to guide your to raise your resolve or integrity, excellency? Anything
I don't even know which ones could.
Okay, then she knows what you want. Then, what are your intentions for heading into Kamthahar?
My intentions are to... I don't even know my intentions.
I don't know is an acceptable answer in this case.
Eat pizza? Eat hot dip? Or go to get hot dip chip? Eat pizza, play hot chip?
Alright, if that's what you're going with, then I do think she just kind of leans back in her seat and her fists unclench. Winging it, I see.
No, I'm trying to get tortillas.
Honestly, the tortillas aren't necessarily that great here, and you can see the restaurant owner just kind of deflate. Honestly, my personal recommendation, go for the fish.
But fish taste disgusting.
Not if they're cooked and prepared properly.
I mean, you're not wrong, but who knows how to prepare fish?
In any case, let me be very clear on this. And at this point, she just kind of gives the bartender a look, and even if she's under the cover of a resplendent destiny, I don't know how recognizable Lythander is, but
I don't know. How recognizable is Lythander? Does he see the moons often?
Let me roll a quick tertiary pool for this character, for generic NPC-man.
Ah, my favorite, NPC-mans.
You're not the leader of the Ashen Ones, so he wouldn't recognize you.
You're right, I have too much of a complexion to be that.
In any case, I'll continue using the veiled speak for now. Listen to me very carefully. If you're planning on having a wild night on the town, avoid the busy areas, I must insist. Elsewise, I would be forced to be the bouncer and bounce you out.
The bouncer.
Yeah, effectively what she's saying is, as long as you don't do, like, a big mass murder or kill too many dragon bloods, we won't have too much of a problem. I'm not directly here for you, but if you do a Thorns, I will stop you. Is effectively what she is saying in as many words, in code speak.
Gotcha.
As one tertiary note, how is your friend doing? Has he learned his lesson?
Who?
The shirtless outlander. The punk who thought he knew what he was doing and very clearly didn't.
Oh! You mean Scribbles?
Yes,
He's
Scribbles.
doing okay.
Did he learn his lesson is what I want to know.
No! No, what? You didn't teach a lesson, you beat him.
And the beating
That's
was...
not teaching a lesson.
The beating was meant to be a lesson in regards to the breadth of what he has to learn, as well as picking and choosing battles and not attempting to kill everything in sight.
Well, that would have been good to know.
I thought it was implicit. Apparently I wasn't clear enough.
No, you weren't. I mean, have you seen the man?
I did interact with him briefly, and he seemed to fit the dossier fairly well. Are there any hidden depths we're not aware of, though?
Like what?
I don't
he
know.
likes pizza rolls?
Does he have any secret hobbies? Is there anyone he genuinely cares about in case we need to use that as leverage? What do you know about this man? He's in love with you?
What? No, not in love. He's just a friend.
She just starts writing something down on a cocktail napkin in a language you can't understand. He cares about you, you say?
Care's a very strong word, but...
He may think he doesn't, but... I know enough about you to know that you are way more apt at social manipulation than you claim, otherwise you wouldn't have gone with, the phase choice you did. See if you can continue to get him clubbing, so to speak, and get him to socialize. If you help him break out of his shell, he's sure to lead a richer, more productive life. Translation, make him develop more intimacies to more people and he'd be less of a massive fucking threat to the world. Make him hit...
Strange.
Save the world by making Spider hit the fucking dance floor, is her plan.
Okay.
And with that, then, if I've made myself clear, then I'm not going to hold you up on your journey further. Though I will be around and about, keep what I said in mind. Now, with that being said, waiter, let's try the dessert now. I'm almost done with my evaluation. She just turns back to her dinner and ignores you.
Neat.
Scene cut to the inside of the Gavel. I'm assuming you tell all that happened inside there to everyone.
Yes.
Is Spider present for that, though?
I don't know.
Let's say no for this part. Actually, other question, would you let Mantle tag along for a temporary,
Sure.
Okay. Mantle is just kind of scratching the back of his head. I can't completely disagree with her advice. If, I'm assuming she's another Sidereal. Spider is a loose cannon, as I've understood it, but if you get him out to care more about other people, then he'll be less inclined to try and kill the world. Honestly, I still am kind of in the camp as we shouldn't let a man this dangerous be allowed to live, but if this is another means to save innocent people his wrath, then so be it. More beyond that, though, you're certain that she won't be smashing any buildings or burning down districts or anything to try and stop you, or vice versa for you to her.
Not that I know of.
Honestly, in retrospect, it just seems like such an obvious choice. I didn't even picture it before. But it wraps things up very nicely.
Boss battle, character development, enforced.
It's true.
As a brief note, at the next rest stop over, a day or so's travel more, you come across another person, and this is someone in a different travel shift Gavel's probably out for, at least, or at least some of the Ashen Ones are. They would recognize one unblinking eye in the tavern. Or in the rest house, rather. Way back from the Shampur arc. Still looks mostly the same with the exclusion of a big-ass scar across his face now.
Oh.
Yeah, at some point, as soon as he sees contact with the Ashen Ones, he motions Lythander over. Do you mind if I come in? There are some things I think we should discuss in private.
I do not mind.
Alright, unblinking eye pops in the gal right in front of Gavel.
Oh my... Yosi.
You look a little different than when last we met. I'm guessing you did something to rearrange your appearance, given that you're the most wanted woman in this direction.
Indeed. You could say that I've had a bit of a, total makeover.
Makeover.
He goes to the chin scratching now. That should pass against casual inspection, but you can't hide the caste mark. Be careful about that. And I should note, I don't really care about Prasad. I know your general plans for the region and over the next few years. I'm more concerned with the structural integrity of creation, so as long as that doesn't get put at risk, I don't really care what you do. I won't be standing in your way. Unfortunately, I have other priorities myself. But there is still some matters I should speak with you on regarding that.
Such as?
He sits down and pulls out the corpse of a bird from his pocket. Specifically of a shrike.
Ah. Ominous.
I'm reasonably good at finding people. I found you, after all. I have advanced in sorcery since then. I've breached the Sapphire Circle. Narrator's voice, most exigents can't get past Terrestrial Circle sorcery. As the exigent of truth, he is able to advance to higher spellcraft levels into celestial magic.
Okay.
So, kind of similar to Nemen knows the second circle demon spell that she really should be impossible for her to know. So, he's become a better wizard in this, in this big time skip.
Mm-hmm.
In any case. And actually, Gavel, you recognize a bound demon surrounding him.
Really? Huh.
Oh, why, if it isn't Gavel, how you doing, honey?
Oh my goodness. Does this voice immediately ring any bells?
Blood red Corral, defining soul of the Orochi.
Oh goodness, hold on. Let me see if I can... Not that one. No, where's my notes? There they are.
This is one of the component souls of that big-ass snake demon who sent you on the quest to Helcon.
Yep.
Currently surrounding Eye and acting as effectively a secondary, magical powered armor.
Yes. Okay.
You seem like you're doing not too hot. You should really consider eating better. Put some meat on those bones.
You know, I could get some more meat if I had some more things to... If I had some more animals that I could hunt.
Oh, well, goods on luck. There's a lot of naked apes up ahead that you could get your chops in with. I think a buddy of mine gave me a cookbook here. And she produces a copy of God Eater Bell's cookbook.
Oh, man. Noted. That may come in handy later.
You already had the advanced copy. This is just the published version. There have been some minor changes to the cover.
Ah.
That's about it.
Well, that's good at least, I suppose.
Yeah, it's more marketable now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a marketable plush now?
Eye clears his throat. In any case, yes. I recognize that given the people I'm looking for, there have been a bunch of threats and attempts on my life. And at this, he just kind of rubs out the scar on his face. That wasn't there when you first met him. That was this is a dramatic injury.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know all about being hunted. It's always an adventure, I guess is a kind way of putting it.
The issue being that if I hadn't learned the travel without distance spell, I would have actually died from that man's hands. At least I'm assuming it's that man. All I could really make out was this. All I could really make out was this over his face.
What in the world? I thought what I do. Oh goodness. Oh, and the GIF resets.
It's a Ghost in the Shell reference.
Oh.
Not literally what he's saying, but he's describing the night cast equivalent perfect stealth effect because Shrike is a day cast, which is that.
I see.
I am familiar with the man he was before he was chosen. I'm not going to say what his name was when he was alive because bad things happen when I do that, I've noticed. Do not say the living name of an abyssal. Just don't.
I'll be sure to keep that in mind.
In any case, I didn't see the immediate effects of his execution, but I was there shortly after he died. My understanding is that he was a loan shark. He was one of several different merchants and creditors with the guild. Not directly related to the economy, but definitely worked in the same office. He was supplying and wheeling and dealing mortal powers to aid them against the Prasadi. Eventually, he crossed the wrong person, and as a result of defying the living gods that the dragon blood of Prasad see themselves as, was executed. It did not stick. Several dead dragon bloods later, I tried to find him because he was also killing a bunch of innocent people along the way, as he later claimed, for their own good, and I think you know as much as I do how much horseshit that is.
Indeed.
I see that your troops have gotten stronger, he says, as a bunch of the Ashen One kids are psychically playing catch again. I can't help but notice you've given them magic while leaving them alive, something he refused to do.
I always make sure to give my people every advantage that they possibly can have, especially in a fight quite literally for their lives.
And as part of his big rant, the Shrike claimed that he was making people stronger by robbing them of theirs. Do you know what the worst part about this is? The ghosts under his employ were legitimately really powerful. If it weren't for Corral here, I would have died.
That certainly is concerning.
Yeah, those pissant ghosts really did a number on him, sweetie. Do you need a lozenge? No! In any case, I have reasons to believe that he is somewhere in Kamthahar. The amount of people me and my predecessors were unable to find in a manhunt, I can count on one hand. And of course, he's one of them, naturally.
Seems like everyone's showing up in Kamthahar.
Well, they are making a major military push to conquer the rest of the coast after their prior holdings were mysteriously vanished off the face of creation. I'm going to guess that was you.
Something like that, yes.
Would it be any surprise, then, that the Dragon-Blooded and their polities are regrouping and making plans to, if not reclaim holdings, then to substitute them with new tributaries to regain ground?
I'm not entirely surprised at all. I'm just surprised they're doing it so soon.
Which is something else also worth noting, is you've seen the big dragon folk. Not a dragon blood, the scaly one.
Yes, I've seen a few, certainly.
They're talking about Ruach, for reference, the Dragon King.
Oh.
The boob thief.
The booby thief?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. I can't believe they stole the spotted boobies. They're such an amazing bird.
I have reason to believe that part of why they're able to respond so quickly as effectively is because he and that singer were able to retreat here after they were mysteriously felled. He just kind of tilts his head at you, but doesn't say anything else. At their postings. They were able to report backwards, but beyond just that, Ruach is currently housing a new god. They've been possessed by Beautiful Eyes himself. Beautiful Eyes is the head of the Prasadi pantheon. The peacock-headed god of fertility of the Dreaming Sea.
Oh my.
And because of how worship and power works, he's the strongest god in the direction.
That makes sense.
Outside of
I
direct
guess.
war gods. Like a lot. And so this is definitely someone... This is absolutely someone who, at the top of Gavel's Kill Bill list, he's gonna be there.
Yeah,
You would know who this guy is.
Mm-hmm. Is that a fact?
I saw it with my own eyes, all three of them.
Indeed.
He just kind of adjusts his turban, and yep, there's a third eye hidden underneath there.
Well, I suppose I could always give the troops a peacock mantle for them as a bit of a celebration gift.
And the other thing I wanted to mention is, of course, a tournament for a new exigency. The Realm has never done this, I should note. Overlooking in Yushan, this is exclusively for Kamthahar. They have been a lot more accepting of exigence than most of the dragon-blooded host. This is part of why I've been able to move around so freely without scrutiny. As long as they don't consider you anathema, and as long as you follow the proper channels and are welcomed by one of the great houses, of which I spent a considerable amount of capital to. More on that later. The point is that they are actively attempting to find and use an exigency by the name of one Shuma Shelik. And they was directly mentioned the tribe of Ash when I spoke with them briefly.
I see.
They're going to make an exigent, regardless of who comes out the other end holding that exaltation at the tournament. And unfortunately, I believe it's headed into its semifinals soon. I genuinely don't know if you could reach Kamthahar by then.
Let's see. Would Gavel have... I don't think Gavel would have any sort of funny ways of being able to do that with a charm. No, it doesn't look like it.
I might be able to, via travel without distance.
True.
That's the second circle teleport spell, but the downside of it being... Before, it takes a bit of time to cast, and oh god, it has a summoning sickness on the other end. It is a very uncomfortable ride. He just kind of sighs, steeples his hands together. And then, of course, there is the rumors, back to Shrike once again, of the other Death Lord putting his pawn in the area. I think there's only the one Abyssal right now. He does not know about Spider.
Oh.
Yeah. But I do have words that there is at least one Nephrak operating in the underworld and supervising the transport of, I believe, a Hecatonkire. It's not here yet. It may not be here yet for some time, but because of the Dragonblood's stubborn refusal to even look at the underworld, they have been frustratingly slow at shoring defenses on the underside of Kamthahar, where it is down below. The issue being, empires kill a lot of people, directly and indirectly, in order to establish holdings. As such, underneath all of their noses, Prasad has been building an insurgency of the dead, ready to strike back. And that, I believe, is what the Shrike is here to do.
A literal necropolis right under their feet.
Yes. You have a necromancer on your end, though.
Indeed.
And while I would not recommend doing so, it may be possible to beat the Shrike at his own game and unite the dead for the revenge they were not able to have in life. Another tool in the kit if you insist on seriously opposing Prasad, and something that would be very, very helpful for insider information to avoid thousands of dragon bloods that would attempt to obliterate you. For the past few days, Rohavine has been sequestered in her quarters concentrating on a grand spell. She has had to reset recently, but I'm sure she is still pointing that direction. If you're this close, however, there is the worry of collateral damage. How much of her capital city is she willing to sacrifice to kill you? That's something I actually don't know the answer to, and that scares me.
Well, I suppose that the answer to that is, how much of a pain in her ass am I?
Increasingly more so, given what we've been dancing around this whole talk.
Indeed, especially since you've given me that oh-so-useful piece of information about the necropolis.
Now, the issue about that being is that there is the necropolis does not have a leader as is. They're a small council of ghosts that took control of the city some time ago. Yeah, one of them is one of those fucking spoken ghosts. They blame you for killing him, dear. You and all the exiles. The only reason I was able to get anywhere near them is because I myself was chosen after the first stage. The only one I could prove my innocence beyond a shadow of a doubt in what happened to them. Beyond that, though, I would ask what exactly your main targets are here, and it's up to you how much you tell I. I is not an antagonist, I should note.
Right.
They're not going to directly stop you, but they have a few contacts that word may spread through the grapevine.
Indeed. How much would Gavel tell? Our objective is to dismantle the system that Prasad currently runs under. How many we decide to upend from their position is dependent on how many there are that wish to continue said practices.
Steal the jewels out from the crown, then.
Effectively, yes.
It sounds to me like, given how successful you've already been, we may as well drop pretense. You've already been successful at some of their side projects they've been using to bolster their conquest forces. I would say that if I were a betting man, and I'm not because I know gambling is horseshit, fuck Plantamon and the horse he rode in on, I would bet that your main goal is to seize control of, destroy, or subvert the Jade Mountain.
Preferably destroy if all possible, but I will take the victory that comes.
Yes, that makes sense. And if you are not, of course, that would be such a brazen strike they would not see it coming unless they had an accurate psych profile on you. And I should note, there's still parades and celebrations being thrown about your death, he says with finger quotes. I do not know how many of them know you're actually alive.
There's at least probably, maybe a handful in an inner circle or two that know of my current living status.
The understanding the populace of Prasadi is that General Bawaro Akbar Malik heroically sacrificed his life to take you with him.
Gavel snickers a bit.
And on that note, I take it you've seen the construct, then.
Oh yes, the one they fused of Malik and myself.
Malik, I understand if they were able to recover his corpse. How did they get another you?
That's a long story.
In any case, they've been, the Kamthahari's secret weapon. Do you understand much about Prasadi culture in regards to cleanliness?
In terms of cleanliness, no, not entirely.
Their caste system dictates that the dragon and sage castes are to be kept free of as many impurities as possible. Things such as meal prep, bathing, and other such duties of cleanliness are very important to them. As such, they avoid contact with corpses as much as possible. So the fact that they are fielding one of the liminals is a very, very, very close-guarded, dirty secret in more ways than one.
You don't say. We could use that, but that could possibly be a little ace up my sleeve then.
The issue being is that may well be plausibly deniable to avoid being connected directly to the Rani Satrap, depending on who the conjurer is. It could easily be written off as a disposable asset not connected to the main empire to keep the masses happy.
Would you have any recommendations on how one might possibly have able to acquire evidence of such a link?
Find Galik's main headquarters, or discover who conjured them.
I'll have to keep that in mind.
I have actually gone looking for that myself, and frustratingly, it seems like the evidence was redacted by someone upstairs. For whatever reason, a Sidereal Exalt chose it to be of sufficient importance to seal it under the Maiden of Secrets decree. For this specific issue.
Gee, I wonder why.
He just looks at you. Yes, the most famous defeat of a wild hunt since the Bull of the North. I wonder why. Actually, on the result of... And this is probably a good instance as to where to go towards the blank map and start drawing. Everyone roll a d10 to decide who goes in what order of map building for Kamthahar.
Roll 1d10.
Hey, that means Lythander can't roll a 1. Alright, so let's...
got a 6.
Chills went to the bathroom, so I'll just go ahead and finish this thought.
I was going to say I rolled a 0.
No worries, it's not a bot.
Impossible!
In any case, my understanding is there was an incident at the close of the war before the Wild Hunt were sent with their tails between their legs of some sort of spillage from Malpheus. I did some investigation, and it seemed like the blood of a very potent demon happened as it briefly managed to slip the cracks and come to creation for a few moments. As a result of that, many of the veterans that did come back to Kamthahar are changed. They're being naturally as shunned as possible, but this affected even some of the dragon-blooded among their number. They're mutated, but the issue with these mutations is they give them abilities that most dragonbloods can't do. Massively deforming and changing, yes, but a good amount of them, via this demon's mere manifestation from a few moments, irrevocably changed them and gave them new abilities. They're going to have an axe out specifically for you, in addition to all of the standard Dragonblood hegemony reasons. But beyond just that, they may recognize you beyond what your face changes were able to make, by recognizing you and your friends. Be wary of anyone with visible demonic changes.
I'll have to keep a few of my troops back then, due to some of the necessary improvements I've had to give some of them.
As a note, Chills, now that you're back, roll a d10 to decide who goes first for the map building. Alright, so it's me, Lythander, or Gavel, then.
Alrighty.
I'm going to say that, the first map of interest I'm going to draw on here is a spring of the Prasadi god of medicine, where a large amount of these, a veterans hospital, effectively, for the Wild Hunt. I am shit at drawing, sue me.
No worries.
I'll just write in
As
text,
am I.
while Sacred Healing Spring. This is where the Great Fairy hangs out. Oh, wait. There we go. Alright, this is going... And, So, I is using a bunch of essence to draw this map for everyone, just to... Okay, I can't directly help you because I'm not really a direct fighter, but I'll be your codec guy. Here's the fucking layout for where you're gonna want to go as you're headed directly towards the city so you can get past there to the Jade Mountain. Alright, Lythander, what do you think is in Kamthahar?
Can you describe what Kamthahar is technically?
Right, capital city of the Empire of Prasad.
Brothel.
What kind? Now, here's what I'm going to suggest to yes and that. God brothel.
Oh, no.
Anathema brothel.
God brothel.
Fine.
Alright, where it's about on the map do you want to put this? I've transferred everyone to the Kamthahar Dragon District map. Here? Alright.
Yeah.
I am very tempted to just draw a giant butt, but I won't. So I'll just make an X and just put, the God brothel.
The Gothel.
Yeah. The Gothel? The Goth God brothel.
Yeah. What man wouldn't want that?
I think this is the first time those words have been uttered in the English language ever, in that order.
You might,
Probably.
may I
not.
name it? May I christen it?
Yeah, sure.
You're gonna call it the Iconoclast?
Iconoclast.
Oh, that's good.
That's alright. Oh my goodness.
Alright, the Iconoclast, aka the Goth God brothel.
Oh, man alive.
Mother Gothel.
Yeah, the Gothel. Alright, Aura, you're up next.
Alright, so let's just go for an obvious one. There has to be a flying shipyard in Kamthahar.
It would make sense that wasn't the only one they were working on. That was just one that a foundry for it that pre-existed. It would make sense they would have extracted enough information to make one back home.
Yes. It's gonna be this very vertical looking structure.
Oh, can you
Almost like
you guys free draw on the map, or do I need to do that for you?
I can do it. It's fine.
Okay.
It's gonna be, I don't know where we're gonna place it. I'm just gonna place it like near the edge of town because it probably needs some kind of like height advantage.
Mhm.
I'm gonna make some stairs to represent. Hold on. This is a little too big. Let me zoom in to try to get the drawing in here. So essentially, it's structured like a set of stairs going up, and in each step, ships are being built so that they can be lifted and sail into the sky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, being kept aloft through a bunch of elementals, making a bootleg flying island, effectively.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
And I guess... And I don't know if shipyards have names.
This almost
They
certainly...
sometimes do.
Yeah, this probably would have one, because Exalted loves its fucking Baroque names everywhere.
And I guess we're gonna call it
The Dragonfall.
the Little Big Roost.
Okay.
No, we're gonna call it Little Roost.
Okay. That checks out.
Little Roost Town.
Alright, Alatos, what do you
It's
think?
also It's also a bit of a residential area because there's a lot of space.
This is
in
probably
those
where
big
a lot of
staircases.
This is probably where a lot of the corporal casts live. It is probably loud as all fuck building flying ships and not a good location to live in. So this is the equivalent of living downriver of the Thames in Victorian London.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Alatus, what do you think is in the city?
Well, you mentioned, those, bunch of dead people down below, the city. So you need a graveyard somewhere to honor your heroes and your saints.
That's the problem! There's no official one.
Oh, well then. Huh.
Because of the
Next.
reincarnation system, they usually cremate their dead.
Fair enough. Okay, well, there has to be somewhere where those cremations have to happen and all those types of
I can meet you there.
rites. So,
I would just say it would probably be at the outskirts of the town, to be away from all the rich people.
indeed, if it's gonna be on the outskirts, we'll put it, like, on the very bottom left edge here.
Alright.
It
Do you
will-
have the drawing tool, or do you want me to do that
I
again?
do. I'm just... Let's see if I can do this properly.
Oh, yep, there we go.
Hold on. Hold on, and let me get the text tool. We'll just do the standard one. This will be called, let's see, what would we call this cremation center?
The Last Rites Furnace?
Oh yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Rightful Flames. There we go.
Ah, yeah, there we go. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and take an easy one for my next spot in the roster.
All right.
Just the Royal Palace.
Indeed.
I can't quite do the fucking
Presume-
cod. Oh, you first.
Presumably right in the middle.
No, that would put it too close to Little Roos, and that's too close to the rich people.
Fair.
Let's put it up here.
Wait,
actually.
the royal Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
You gotta keep the super rich away from the rich.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I am shit at drawing once again. The text will be my saving grace here, so people can tell what the fuck you're looking at. There we go. Alright, Lythander. If nothing comes to mind, we could skip you in the order and come back.
I don't even know what to put here, so you guys could just go.
Alright.
Alright, well, let's see. As for our potential world building records, I guess there's stepping far away from what would be the sky part. I guess we could include something like a more rural area where the plantations are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, crops harvest and pastures.
Like
for
a crop.
animals.
Yeah, like a segment of crops. It is common in certain
Probably
spaces.
closest to the river, most likely.
Closest to the healing spring.
Yeah, the river
guess, let
and
me
the
see.
healing spring. Yeah, actually, it would make a lot of sense for like a Gagnes-style healing spring equivalent to be tributed in from the Dreaming Sea. Although I'm going to make an executive decision and move the Sacred Healing Springs to be less close to the rightful flames in that case. Move it over
Yeah.
here. When it usually
I guess
goes...
this would also be I guess it would be a more rural neighborhood. We're going to call it...
so probably near the bottom right of the map, then. Oh,
we're going to call it Red Path.
alright. Oh, Korak, I have a suggestion for you if you can't think of anything. A game store. This is where people go to get all their Gateway and other fancy strategy game supplies. If you want to write a trading card game into Exalted, now is the chance!
Nah.
A board game store.
The boring store.
Oh, if you also want to think, the Secret Lythander Shrine. If you want to decide
Eh.
where that is.
That's a good question. Where would they put that?
Your call.
We'll put it near the royal capital, or the royal palace.
You've chosen the Funhaver option?
The what option?
The Funhaver option.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
People are gonna die because they put it right next to there, you realize?
Well, if it's always been there.
Alright, in that case, Alatos, you're up next as Korak is pinning that down.
All right.
Oh, I did.
Okay, I'll write down the text.
So I have 2 ideas. I'll go with the first one that comes to mind. Would there be a history center at all for this capital city?
Yeah, there would be. Give me a moment to go pull up the, Kamthahar chapters in, Heirs to the Shogunate, and I can get you, the names of the assorted royal academies and, like, sorceress schools.
Okay.
Alright, almost got there, 1 second. The Mondir of Sixfold Insight. That's the sorceress, academy. The wizard school.
Okay.
Yeah, so that would be probably one of the other places, but there are also other places such as the Rosewood campus for spycraft, finance, legalese, and bureaucracy. Spire upon the Bank for the military sector too. That's where that's like the Pentagon for Kamthahar.
Okay.
Are you telling me that a McDonald's is in the Pentagon?
Yes, there is in fact there is. Actually, distinctively no. The Golden Hawk restaurant will be banned in Kamthahar because of its known solar connections.
Alright, I will do the Mandir of Sixfold Insight. I will place it...
Yeah, this is where everyone gets high as a kite to unlock their sorcerer's potential.
Excellent. So in that case, let me see if I can draw this correct. Yeah. Right. Text. No, I said text, curse you. There we go. There we go.
Lovely.
As it has this weird eye at the top of it, just looking down at people.
Yeah, like a less evil eye of Sauron.
Yeah,
Keyword
pretty
there being
much.
less evil. Alright.
Less evil and just more concerning than anything else.
Yep. I think that I've, got it. The God HQ, or rather, the campus of Clan Akatha, the spiritual of the 3 clans that rule Kamthahar, where most of the gods, the assorted, like, freewheeling and, gods that freely walk the earth, that's a no-no in most of creation. I'm not really sure what to draw. I'll just draw a fucking, a book for Divine Scripture. Probably next to the Sacred Healing Springs. Yeah, that sounds good. This is where Akatha Leon lived before he was eviscerated by Sky Sundering Shadow. Alright, Lythander, you're up next. It doesn't have to be big or baroque or important. It could just be a place.
I'm gonna say that we are going to have a item shop.
An item shop?
You mean like a hobby shop?
No, like an actual we can buy supplies or upgrade our stuff shop.
You don't need that!
Very pragmatic.
I actually just thought of a way to
Oh,
incorporate this
Mage's
into
Bane.
canon that makes sense to me. Mage's Bane isn't really a good name for this, but I could definitely have a general whack-ass shop that confuses people for a specific reason. The Sea's Bounty, it's called instead.
Okay.
Lythander, you don't, generally speaking, Exalted don't need, like, consumable magic items.
Well, I'm talking about, like, maybe some armor, some upgrades to make us not feel like it's just our abilities that matter, and...
Well, to be fair, I gave you the fucking magic armor already.
Yeah, but it honestly does nothing comparatively to damage outputs.
We could talk that off content. We'll figure out something. Anyway. Alright,
That's me. Alright. So, I've had pretty safe ideas so far. Let's go for something weird. You know how in Tony Hawk, where like the city is conspicuously arranged such that you have a bunch of places where you can grind and jump and like flip and trick off of, and like do places where you can do crazy jumps.
Yeah,
and
to make it
skateboards and stuff.
horrible.
Yeah. So, Kamthahar has a sort of like a sort of like youth diversion district, sort of, that's sort of built exactly like that.
The skate park.
Mostly. It's a skate city. It's a skate district. Except nobody cleared it with the inhabitants of that district. This is a residential area that's also a entertainment district for the rich people. And the people in there are terrorized by skateboarders every day.
That checks out.
I'm going to represent it via a cool half pipe.
Also, correct, there was a magic shop, I just remembered. It's where you got the fucking flask.
Yeah, but
And the straw.
Hold on.
yeah.
Hold on. This next part of the representation is very important, so I have to get it right. And then, of course, this is going to be called. This is going to be called the. Okay, I actually have a little bit of trouble with the name here, but let's see. We're going to call it the. The Marble District.
All right.
The Terranian District.
All right. Gavel, you're up next.
Oh. Let's see. You had mentioned that they were doing a sort of tournament thing for an exigent.
Yeah, to pick an exigency of Shumashalik.
All right. Would it be all right if I drew the Colosseum in which they were having the said tournament?
Yep.
So I'll probably have that.
You are not going to directly participate in this tournament. We've had enough tournament arcs.
Yes, indeed. But to draw the location, let's put it a little bit close to the Goth God brothel, or the Iconoclast, rather. There we go. Include a little entry gate there. And we'll call it Turnalosia.
Okay. Alright, I guess I'll be going up next. Let's go ahead and put, yeah, just need a moment to think. One moment. Next, close by to, Clan Akatha's headquarters is, the Grand Pureway Palace the Pureway Capital Monastery. I would need to look up exactly what the name is for this location. Butterfly Pavilion, I think it's called? I will look up the name later, but, Pureway HQ we could just put for now. And we can manifest that via, I can't make another church spire because I already fucking drew that. I guess I'll just make, a big old hand. Yeah, that sounds as good as anything else. Yeah, Pureway, HQ. Lythander, you're up next. It doesn't have to be big or important. It would just be something you need to think is fun or interesting to have a plot intersect around. Alright, typing without saying something. Hey, there's the card shop!
Actually, this is a YouTube group.
A what? Sorry?
This is a influencer spot.
Oh, this is where, Dragonblood Hatsune Miku plays. Got it.
Mm-hmm. And a card shop.
Yeah, to sell collectible cards of all the Prasadi idols. This is where the merch is.
Oh my goodness.
Buy statues of your favorite princes of the earth to adorn and worship.
Make sure to buy the additional pre-made shrine setup for an extra 250 gold.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the Shrike.
What's the Shrike?
It's a croc.
Alright, you're up next.
Oh, nice. We're back to me. Okay. Let's see. Now, I don't know where I'm going to put this next one, but I did have one more idea. When we're going to Kamthahar, I knew that we were going to need... Was it? Goddammit, I lost it. We're going to need a sword store.
A weapons master's forge.
Only for swords, though.
The elitist sword shop, I see.
Yes, this is more like an artisan. This is like an artisan, an artisanry store.
Just one very obsessed clan Orphis Dragonblood who exclusively makes swords. This is his special interest for this poor neurodivergent girl.
Yes. Naturally, we're going to call it the clownshow.
Yep. Alright, next up is Alatos. This next one is probably going to be the last round. I don't want to fill up the whole session with this.
That's fair.
One after this.
What could I add into it? That we haven't technically gone into already. We have, let's see. Actually, no, we already have that. What are some things that would be missing from a capital city like this?
Barracks or, like, the War HQ, if we didn't put that down already.
We'll do the War HQ then.
Alright, yeah, the name for it was, Spire Upon the Bank.
Spire Upon the Bank, huh? And we'll put it on sort of the upper side then.
I was gonna say, if it's on the bank, it might not be too far from, like, the Spring and the Akatha campus.
Okay. Then we'll put it, yeah, pretty close to those.
There has to be a bank for Aspire to be on.
Indeed. We'll build it like using some funky physics.
Ah, nice.
Get it structured like that. Spire. On text. There we go. Little thing there and there. Alright, there we go.
Alright, next up is me for my last pull. Let's go with... I actually think I've got a good one. A secret Shadowland in the city.
What? What do you mean, secret Shadowland? Oh, sorry, I got too close to the mic.
Enough people died from Imperial bullshit, and them being too focused on conquering the exterior that, much like other empires, they have ignored domestic problems such as a breach to the underworld. You know, like you do. Once again, we're getting a bit too topical, but fuck it. It's gonna make a giant black square right next to the rightful flames. Probably a good thing there's a sword shop right there. I'll just put Shadowland next to it in text. Alright, Korak?
I don't know. I have nothing else I really want to put down anywhere.
We could come back to you then, in case anything comes up.
So, what is Kamthahar specifically based on?
In terms
like,
of
the city of
inspirations?
Yeah, stuff like that, like general stuff.
Major Indian holdings.
Right. Because like when I thought about it, I thought about that too. But I also thought of Dubai.
Yeah, that's probably a good touchstone.
And I know that Dubai is a place that's kind of infamous for having these like big, sort of weird venture capitalist projects go on, like the whole like making a map of the ocean and
also
map of the world in the ocean.
Also being used slave labor to construct it.
It's true. So I'm just gonna say there's gonna be there's gonna be one more piece of weird venture capitalism in this city. Kamthahar just has an open air aquarium where where there are no bowls. The water just floats.
Yeah, that sounds like Dragonblood bullshit.
I don't know where to put it, Rex. What do you suggest?
We have openings near, like, the upper left and the middle that are conspicuously empty.
I'm gonna put it, like, right above the little roost.
Alright. Definitely makes a sick view for the concert venue at slash idol store.
I just make sure that it's flying. Yeah, and then I get to name it.
Alright. Alatos, does anything come to mind for you?
For me, let's see, you already have the Sacred Healing Springs.
I'm gonna call it something flowery like that. The Providence of Divine Rainfall.
Alright.
Okay, let's see. No, we already have that. Okay, this is gonna see... actually, no, that still technically borders on that. Alright, how about this? A magic area where people can try to attempt seemingly impossible tasks.
A trial ground, then.
Say
Something.
again?
Oh.
A trial ground?
Trial ground, yes.
Oh. I thought it was just like straight up, like an entertainment center.
Probably like a traditional like center of worship where you do like asceticisms or esoteric ceremonies to try and win divine blessings.
Pretty much. So put it like right over here.
I'm just imagining a divine American ninja warrior.
Not entirely far off on that. I want to add a bit of...
This is the circuses for where the Brandon circuses take place. Truly, there is nothing more universal than watching people do pratfalls.
And we'll call this...
It is what we all have in common.
Mm-hmm.
Destiny Roads.
It may or may not be themed after Rainbow Road for further horror trauma.
Indeed.
Alright, Korak, anything spring to mind?
No, not really. Sorry.
Alright, no, it's fine. We've done plenty as is. This is a lot to work with for the arc. So yeah, all of this is put forth to everyone.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, Spider is chomping at the bit. It's like, oh, there's so many good places to kill Pete. Oh, I can't say that out loud. You're gonna get mad at me. Mantle just smacks him on the backside of the head. Oh, are you challenging me? No, I'm telling you to fucking keep it in your pants for 2 minutes. Is that too much to ask?
Yes.
Jealous be
No,
with me to
honestly,
contain
that
this
is-
fuckhead's temptations. Alright, I'm not going to directly help you with any of this. But what I will assist with, of course, is containing, and he just gestures at the giant Shadowland. No one's paying attention to that. Really, we're all too focused on the exterior of the Empire. Someone's got to go secure and lock that down, and to avoid further spiritually endangering myself by consorting with demons, I will take that upon my own front. Not to say that you're particularly bad for demons, of course, it's just... I'm going to stop talking now.
Are you about to say some of my best friends are demons?
He was about to! Can I say the A word? Do I have the pass?
No!
None of us are
No,
giving you
say
the
it!
A-pass.
No, say it! Say it!
Go ahead,
I will
I'll say it
with
with you. From
I'm
somewhere
sorry,
beyond, the spectral Wooly nods in approval.
Wooly always wins. He always
doesn't
wins.
love Dad Madden.
Remember, you know, in this town, you're legally able to say it, but socially, you'll still have consequences.
I can get you in, but I can't get you out. Alright, in any case. Oh, fuck. Alright, let's have a next step of the war venture roll. This is probably going to be in regards to infiltrating and getting into the city itself proper. This is not going to be a direct conflict. It's going to be strategic and military logistics. Alright, the tactic that is going to be being used for this side of the war is call to duel.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Specifically, actually, you know what? No, they're gonna be banking that for later. Put that back in the toolkit for after you guys raise a bit more of a stink and for it to make more sense. In this case, I do believe they are going to be attempting to perform espionage on you. Now, the, Meteor, who's still in the game, is going to attempt to be leading this, given the fact that she's one of the few ones who knows that you guys are still around. So let's go ahead and have her roll for tactics for this stage. Ambush, back to the sea, call to duel, demoralize troops, espionage, or sabotage. Given that you guys are going to be... I don't think you guys are going to be directly fighting in this step. This is part of the, infiltration and surprise dropping armies on them. From the Ashen Ones and demonic auxiliaries. Not too great from Meteor. She is still nursing wounds from picking bits of the end of joy out of her skin after you broke the end of Joke's sword.
It's true.
Funny hook.
All right. Any of these tactics can be rolled with war instead of the standard one, but how war actually works, and this is something I haven't quite neglected, is instead of a dramatic battle scene, you can play out a stage of the war as one big montage, which is what we're going to be doing with this stage here. Currently, you guys are 2-0, and it's first to 5.
I thought we were 2-1.
No, those were battles won. It was, you had lost a tactic stage, but won the actual battle at significant cost still.
Well, we could always demoralize the troops.
Yeah, we could.
I have a suggestion as to
funny.
how you can accomplish. It could be rolled with performance if Lythander wants to spread his teachings.
I'll spread more than my teachings here.
Alright, roll any attribute plus performance then.
I believe in you,
7.
Lythander. That's what I'm talking about!
A success will grant, I'm assuming Gavel is making the war roll, 3 bonus successes on her next war project action. And the winning tactician for this stage will be Galik.
Ooh.
Go pull open his sheet and notes. Not open. So yeah, you're probably finesse in this case plus war, given that this is a sneaking mission.
For me?
Yeah, for you.
Alright. I will use an excellency for this.
There's the...
And how many extra dice?
You get
will I
3
get
extra
from-
successes,
Okay.
not dice.
Oh,
Which is, I would argue,
successes.
better.
Okay. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
Galik is also using an excellency, though.
Ooh. 5, 6, 7, 8 successes.
Help actions could be a deciding factor here.
Alright, what do I have to roll to help?
Anything you think that would help with, infiltrating Kamthahar, in this case.
I'll roll embassy.
Alright.
Excellency.
Remind me how the Phantom employees and backing works again. Does it add extra successes that could be used for Gavel?
Let me see. It says here, finesse embassy is a part of a dramatic action to create temporary laws of phantom employees in the target organization. Spend 1 mote to buy a point of fraudulent backing in that organization for every margin of success. This does not gain the sanctity of merits. And then it reduces the difficulty of overcoming the obstacles and the soul's ventures by half of the fraudulent backing score. As long as it has to do with improving or degrading the organization.
Does it add any bonus successes or dice?
Not specifically. It just says I can buy a point of fraudulent backing.
That means that you can, so fraudulent backing means that you can add up to the merit, then, I think.
Add up to the merit.
Yeah. Which should be tertiary, so 2, I think.
Right.
So that could, roll 2 more dice, Gavel, even without the help action.
2 more dice.
Right, that's
one
more.
additional success, so that is 9.
You are
right
3
now.
more away from cap, then.
Yep.
Alright, so that's Aura's help action, so yeah, roll 3 more dice.
3 more dice. Please. I'm full of grace! Nope.
So you lost this step of the war, then.
So it would
It
appear.
is now 2-1. I think, what happens in this instance is that the sheer divine energy coming off of Kamthahar from all the assorted gods and pantheons here, your infernal powers are not necessarily suppressed, but it is a very different environment, so all of you and your troops, get a form of summoning sickness for a little bit. That's even more intensified because, travel without distance was absolutely used to warp everyone closer to the city. And because in the burst of messages you guys appear in, oh god, seasickness, summoning sickness, oh god, it's bad. Let me see exactly what that does in terms of how the summoning sickness works. Yeah, travel without distance. Oh, so that summoning sickness actually doesn't happen in the Essence version, but it is not a comfortable travel. In any case, yeah, the sheer, oppressive divine energy coming in from everywhere takes a lot of adjustment, so any direct fight you guys would be getting into in Kamthahar, you guys would be at a disadvantage. Just from hundreds of years of Sorceress Essence and backup happening.
Alright.
I'm feeling myself starting to fade a little, so unless anyone has any direct interactions they want to do with anything we've established or set up tonight, we could end the session with a brief prelude into what's next.
Sure.
I'm down
Fine with me, yeah.
Closing it. Yeah.
Alright, in that case, we cut to, one of the armories. Let's say the Shana workshop. Conspicuously close to the Shadowland, which might be important very shortly. As the dragon-blooded shopkeep finishes working on the artifact sword that she has been manifesting, wipes the buckets of sweat from her brow, and then quenches the sword in it because it's magic sweat. She plants it on the side of a latest of a twin blade that she was working on. And then she passes out. The Shrike walks over her slumbering body and takes the swords. Appraisingly handles them, readjusts his broken neck, and passes it alongside his troops, outfitted with a similar host of horrifyingly powerful soul-steel weaponry. He smiles down at the corpse, or rather at the slumbering dragon blood. You will be compensated for your services to the world after. But that won't be for a while, that we still need to keep scamming you out of this gear. And he walks away with more artifact weaponry at his beck and prow. That's what he's been doing in the city the whole time. Building up his own forces via scamming the dragon blood out of theirs.
Wow.
And we will lead into some of that, probably into the Shadowlands, is probably the next part of the Kamthahar stuff, is fighting at any war on multiple fronts is a really bad idea, so best to cut Shrike out of the equation while you can. Or we could go on to other routes, but that's to be discussed in between sessions. For now, patrons.
Our dear patrons.
Thank you to GB and Storm for supporting us at the 6-sided dice tier. As I continue to get my shit together, we'll be putting out more stuff for the game in the future. I will be, by the time you hear this episode, I have been I have finally fixed the video VOD archive. I haven't had time to put many visual flares or in-jokes, but in the future I will talk to a few channel friends to see what we could do about making things fancier for the video archive versions. And we are nearing midway through the war venture. In the next few months we'll be done with Prasadi and into the endgame proper with some of the seeds we've flown, blowing into more chaotic and grand finales. And other campaigns may be reappearing in the future too. We'll see all of you guys in 2 weeks for finally gotten to what we've been foreshadowing since the start of the campaign. Direct war on Prasadi. In some way or another.
Whoa.
See how you guys then. I'm hitting stop.
I love war!
Thank you for listening to FateBreakers. We here at the Action Economy crew are proud to bring you this and other AP content like Tomb of the Red Giant, the first half of our complete JoJo's Bizarre Adventure AP, as well as Rune Runners, our Icon AP. We'll also have a Patreon by the time you hear this. If you like what you've heard so far, feel free to drop us a little bit of money if you can afford to do so, and we could bring you even more content in the future. APs live and die by word of mouth, so if you liked us, please drop us a follow, like, share, retweet, whatever you could think of to help us out. We are excited to bring you more bi-weekly content in 2 weeks from now for the next FateBreakers, and other episodes time permitting. See you then.